Hello everyone, welcome to Semi Homesteading with Abby. Thank you all so much for tuning in to today's video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Basically, I am a suburban gal that is trying to learn as many homesteading and homemaking skills as possible, and I am glad that you're here. Before we get in the video, I would very much appreciate it if you liked this video and subscribe to my channel. We are growing over here, slow but steady. Subscribing really supports me, and I appreciate every single one of you that are here. So let's get into the video. Today I'm going to be continuing my adventure in sewing. I had a video a little ways back where I tried to sew a headband. It was like the most simple sewing project of all time. I also, probably a year and a half ago, sewed an apron that was extremely tough for me. So I think we're getting a little bit better as we go. But today, what I'm going to be sewing is reusable grocery bags. Now, I never thought I would be this person to sew my own reusable grocery bags. I never even really used to use reusable grocery bags, but I live in Colorado, and Colorado passed a law that taxes you per paper or plastic bag that you use when you shop. I usually carry around a tote bag, so I usually use this just if I have to just pick up a couple things, I throw it in my tote. But when I do slightly bigger grocery hauls, I'm just annoyed at having to pay the tax now. And then I went to Walmart the other day and they just stopped giving you bags completely. So I was just loading individual items into my cart. So I just need some reusable bags. And I thought, you know, I could buy them, but this is a good opportunity for me to practice some sewing skills. So let me show you what I got, because I think if I can pull this off, I'm gonna have the cutest grocery bags in town. Okay, so I'll be right back. So I got this homespun fat quarter bundle from Michaels. Now, honestly, I'm so new to sewing that I didn't know what a fat bundle was, but I saw it in many patterns. So I was happy that I stumbled upon these. If you are also new to sewing like me, this is what a fat quarter is. It's just this like rectangle of fabric, and it's like a standard size. So this bundle of them has different patterns, but they all color coordinate. So this one is like a nice checker pattern. Here's a nice stripe pattern. We got like this nice mini kind of gingham checkered, a different sort of stripe, and then this solid one. So what I was thinking, and this might be honestly too thin a fabric to like, well, no, it's pretty durable, honestly. So I think I can make a good bag out of this. But what I was thinking is, I'm not doing a pattern, you know, first of all. Like, we're just gonna try something here, and this is just, I'm gonna wing it. You know, if this turns out well and I can replicate it and all that, I'll do like a how-to video that's more professional about how to make this bag very well. But for right now, I'm just going to wing it and see how it goes. Sometimes you just gotta get your hands dirty, you know? So I was thinking that I would take 2 of these, and now that I'm seeing like the stripes and the stripes that kind of match up, and the checker that are kind of similar, maybe I'll use those each for a bag. So I was thinking I could use one fat quarter for one side of the bag, and then use another fat quarter for the other side of the bag. That way I can easily just sew them together, and the bag will be pretty roomy. So one side will have this stripe, one side will have this stripe. They're similar, but I think different enough that it's pretty cute. So then the other thing I was thinking is that, you know, this whole thing would be a pretty big bag, but I can cut off the top little bit and make that the handles, I hope. And again, I'm just gonna wing it, but I think this is gonna be cute. So let's get into it, let's try, and let's see how it turns out. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do is just take a regular pen and kind of outline what shape I would like it to be. And I'm thinking that I would like it to be about as wide as the fat quarter. I think I'm just going to draw a line kind of down the side, but then on the corner where I'm going from the side to the bottom, I'm just gonna round the edge a little bit. I gotta make sure these match up, which I don't think they're doing very well right now. I think I'm going to have it go from the bottom to about right here. So this much of the fabric, this whole top little section here, I'm gonna cut off and try to repurpose those as the straps. Now, I think I probably need to iron these. I was really trying to avoid having to do that, but I feel like they're slightly different widths and lengths because they're just pulling a little bit. So I am gonna iron them and then we will sew after that. I was going to originally do the bag this way. So it was wide. But I think, now that I look at it, I like it better this way to have it long. So I'm gonna just switch that. I also tried to put the pieces together kind of as evenly as I can. They're not exactly the same size, but I think I got them pretty close so there's no big gaps. So I think we're ready to break out the sewing machine. Okay, luckily it is all set up with white thread from the last time that I tried to sew, which I'm very thankful for. I don't love setting up the machine. Like, I can do it, but it takes me a little longer than, you know, the experienced seamstress. I'm putting the sewing machine right on the edge here because I have this pedal and it's not the longest cord. So let's see if this works. And it reaches the floor. So we are good. And it is time to start sewing. So let's turn on the machine. Actually, what I would like to do is have a little bit of a kind of hem on the top, if you will. I don't want just raw edges on the top. So I think I'm gonna actually take these apart and fold this over and sew a little edge here so that it looks nicer on the top. So I'm gonna do that first before I put the pieces together so it's just easier logistically. So I've folded it over like this. I will do that for the other piece and I need to sew that. Okay, first issue that I've encountered. You can see it getting a little bit bunched and it got a little bunched over here and I kind of pulled it and I think the thread broke. I guess the thread didn't break, it just pulled out of the holes. I might need to re-sew that little part. I never promised this first one was gonna look super professional, so I'm gonna touch that part up. No one will notice, but I'm learning. So I think I pulled the cotton too tight as I was going, so we'll try to improve on the next one. We will push ahead. It's imperfect, but it has character and it is fixed. So now I'm just gonna line up the other piece of fabric and make sure I'm folding in about the same spot. Swatch number 2. This is what I mean when it's like a little bit scrunched. I'm not exactly sure why. I'm gonna Google why it is bunching and see if I can do anything to fix that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just that my tension is too tight. So let's see, it was at 8. Oh, I see now my problem. The standard tension they say is a 4, especially for cotton fabrics. Lesson learned on that one. Now we have what we can consider actually like a front and a back because the front is gonna be the side where I didn't fold over the top. So now we can put the two fronts together. Good job, Mick. He goes on the fridge and jumps on my back. Needs a little help with the landing sometimes. Anyway, we're gonna put the two fronts of the bags together and I'm gonna sew all 3 of the other sides together and we will turn it inside out for our bag. Let's give this a go. Let me know if you like these kind of videos where I'm just trying stuff. I know I like the how-tos, and how-tos are really popular and get a lot of views and stuff because they're just kind of evergreen, but I really like just trying things. So I'm hoping you guys also enjoy when I do that. But as I go through this whole homesteading adventure, I'm going to be doing more how-tos like as I master it, but when I'm still a beginner, I have no business doing how-to videos. The only how-tos I think I've done are the crafting flower box, which I've made multiple of, and sourdough, which I do feel like I have a good handle on. So anyway, let me know what you enjoy seeing. I think that tension thing worked. It's not looking like it's bunching. Last side. Okay, the one thing I have to fix is that I didn't go high enough up on one side, so I need to just fix that really quickly, and then we'll flip it out and see actually how it looks. These videos are also a good way for me to gather tips, because like you can read about stuff on the internet, and my aunt's actually a really good seamstress, so I've asked her some things as well. But you know, if you catch me doing something wrong, let me know. It's a good source of advice here. We have the moment of truth. Okay. Okay, it's definitely smaller than I was hoping because I left such a big margin on the edges. Actually, maybe it's... Okay, oh my gosh, it's kind of cute. Okay, now the obvious problem that you can see here is these little tabs. So maybe I need to fold these down and sew them. I didn't think of that before. Let me flip this back inside out and try to fix those corners because I don't want to try to do it later once the straps are already on. I do not know if this is the right way to fix them, but I'm just gonna fold them like this, these little triangles, and sew into there. I think it worked. 2 developments. I ran out of space on my camera, so I had to clear out some stuff. Second development is somehow my thread stopped being threaded. I don't know. It unhooked from the needle. So I'm trying to fish that out now and get it back to being threaded. That was like the easiest time I've had threading a needle. I have one more corner to sew before I flip it back over. I'm not exactly sure what keeps happening, but sometimes there's like an extra thread that I pull out that somehow gets caught up in here. I'm not exactly sure. It looks so good. All right, onto the handles. So I have this remaining fabric. I'm gonna take each one and just fold it in half. So this will be about the width of the handle, and then we'll sew it onto the bag and see what happens. The new tension really seems to be working. I'm feeling good about that. It's similar to the headband project where it's pretty much just one straight line. Okay, here's the first one. I will turn it inside out. Here's what the strap, the first strap, is looking like. We're gonna do the same thing on the other one. I don't know why I did that one so fast. Not probably the best move, but I think it worked. Okay, I'm gonna turn this one inside out as well, and then I'm gonna iron both of them. Okay, they're both ironed now. So this is the lighter stripe side, so I'm gonna put the darker stripes as that side's handle. So I'm gonna basically attach it like this on the inside, obviously. And then the light side will go with the dark side of the bag. I'm gonna flip this inside out again, attach these to the inside, and we'll see how it turns out. This is so fun. I love just trying projects like this. Again, I know some people are very methodical and do a pattern, which is 100% the better way to go. Sometimes it's just very fun to not have a pattern and be a little chaotic with it. Oh, somehow my thread broke or something again. It didn't happen that time, but I'm thinking that what the problem is when I reverse. I think like if I reverse at the wrong time, basically it can make it catch up in the machine, sort of. Let me know if that sounds familiar to any of you seamstresses out there. It did happen there. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So most of the time I pull it out, there's 2 strings. But let's see, like this time there's 4. And then it'll cause that to break. So I'm hoping I can cut it and fix it before it breaks, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm done with the bag. I'm gonna flip it over, cut off all the extra strings, and let's see how it looks. Honestly, it is not too bad. There are some definite improvements I would make. Like, I sewed the straps on from the inside out, or yeah, from the inside out, and so there's like this little, there's like a little gap here where I would prefer to have sewn it here. Things like that. But overall, look at how cute this bag is. I have apples. I'm gonna put apples in it just to see how functional it is for the store. Okay, let's just pretend I'm at the store and I'm, you know, wanting to check out with my produce. Got about 5 apples there. That is so awesome. Okay, I know it is far from perfect, but this makes me so excited for sewing. It didn't take that long. It wasn't that difficult. And I'm learning a lot about my machine and how to sew successfully. The straps are sturdy, they're gonna hold. I would say this is a success. Now, next time I might use a pattern, we'll see. But if you have a good pattern, definitely link it below. But that bundle of the fat quarters was $10. Then I got it on sale, so I think it was like $8 or something. And I can make 2.5 bags out of that. So not too shabby, and I am perfecting some sewing skills. So overall, this was a successful project. I really enjoy this, and let me know if you did also. Put your best sewing tips in the comments. I will be reading all of them and implementing them, I'm sure, in future sewing videos. There's gonna be a lot. I really want to get better at sewing. So that is all for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye everyone.